naira to 699 naira per litre. Dangote accused some officials and marketers of attempting to maintain high pump prices to frustrate the new pricing initiative, pledging to enforce the 739 naira price nationwide. Speaking at a press briefing on Sunday, Dangote said transporting petrol from the refinery costs no more than 15 naira per litre and questioned why some stations sell at 900 naira. He also criticized the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMDPRA) for issuing 47 import licenses for over 7 billion litres in the first quarter of 2026, arguing that it undermines local refining investments. Still in the petroleum sector, President of the Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, has accused the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMDPRA), Farouk Ahmed, of spending about $5 million on secondary education of his 4 children in Switzerland, calling for a full investigation. Speaking during a press briefing at the Dangote Petroleum Refinery in Lekki, Lagos, Dangote urged Ahmed to appear before the Code of Conduct Tribunal to explain the source of the funds, describing the allegation as a matter of public interest and economic sabotage. Dangote said the alleged expenditure was inconsistent with earnings from public service and if left unanswered, would undermine public trust and investor confidence in the downstream petroleum sector. He stressed that the issue was brought to his attention by concerned Nigerians and insisted that regulatory failures and alleged corruption were hurting local refining and national development, while ordinary citizens struggled to afford basic education.
I've had actually people making complaint about a regulator who has actually put his children in secondary school. And that secondary school education, which is 6 years, 4 of them cost Nigeria $5 million for educating 5 children. Even my own children, they didn't go to those schools. My children went to Nigerian secondary school. Today, as we speak, the authority chief executive, Malam Farouk has 4 of his children that he educated in Switzerland at the cost of $5 million for their secondary school education alone, not university. And I know that one of them just finished Harvard. So I want to now see what kind of system are we operating that, people are now busy destroying a country, taking money from the government. Because when you look at his income does not match paying this kind of fee.
Still on the local scene, prominent opposition figures, including former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi, and PDP elder statesman Bode George, have accused President Bola Tinubu's administration of using state institutions to weaken opposition parties. In a joint statement on Sunday, the leaders alleged that anti-corruption agencies, particularly the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), were being weaponized to intimidate political opponents and trigger defections to the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC). In response, the presidency dismissed the allegations, describing them as scapegoating by failed aspirants. In a statement by presidential advisor Bayo Ononuga, the government insisted that defections to the APC were voluntary and driven by confidence in President Tinubu's reforms, while reaffirming the EFCC's independence and commitment to prosecuting financial crimes without political interference. Former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has dismissed reports suggesting that he declared which region should produce Nigeria's president in 2027, describing the claims as false and misleading. In a statement posted on his verified X handle on Monday, El-Rufai said he never made such comment in any speech, interview, or social media post. He noted that although the claim had gained wide circulation online, it was entirely untrue and should not be attributed to him. El-Rufai stressed that he speaks only through his verified social media platforms and recognized the media engagement, urging the public to disregard unverified reports linked to his name. Still in the news, notorious bandit leader Bello Turji has accused two former northern governors of fueling insecurity in the north, alleging that past administrations in Zamfara and Sokoto states laid the foundation for the region's violence. In a viral video, Turji claimed that former leaders, armed vigilante groups known as Yanbenga, which he said targeted Fulani communities and escalated the crisis. Turji also confirmed participating in peace meetings with the Zamfara state government under a former administration, but denied claims that he received 30 million naira or any material inducement to join the talks. It dismissed allegations by former peace negotiator Musa Kamarawa as false, insisting that engagements were aimed solely at reducing violence and restoring peace, not personal gain. Efforts to get reaction from the former governors were unsuccessful, while sources close to them dismissed Turji's claims as lies from a terrorist seeking empathy. Moving on to Osun State, the Osun State chapter of the All Progressives Congress APC and Governor Ademola Adeleke have exchanged sharp words following the emergence of Bola Oyebamiji as the party's governorship candidate for the 2026 election. The APC, in a statement on Sunday, accused Adeleke of being unsettled by Oyebamiji's emergence through a consensus primary held in Osogbo. Describing the governor's response to recent comments by the APC national chairman, Professor Nentawe Yowatda, as a sign of anxiety within his camp. Reacting, Governor Adeleke dismissed the APC's claims and reaffirmed his intention to seek re-election, insisting he would defeat Oyebamiji with the support of his people. In a statement by spokesman Olawale Rashid, the governor described the APC's position as wishful thinking, defended his record in workers' welfare, infrastructure and social services, and accused the opposition of anti-democratic tendencies ahead of the polls. And in Kwara State, the Kwara State government has refuted social media claims that the Nigerian army arrested bandits in Ifelodun local government area, describing the report as misinformation designed to cause panic. In a statement on Sunday, the government clarified that no such arrest occurred in Ifelodun or anywhere else in the state. Investigations revealed that the suspects shown in a viral video were actually apprehended in Auchi Edo State, not Kwara State. The government also denied arming the suspects, emphasizing that no state government has the authority to distribute rifles. It added that the security vehicle seen in the video belonged to Ifelodun local government and had previously been assigned to vigilantes who had left the area without returning it. And lastly, on the local scene, the Kwara State Road Traffic Management Authority, QUATMA, has warned that all vehicles prohibited from operating on Amadu Bello Way GRA, Ilorin, must comply with the restriction or face sanctions. In a statement on Monday, QUATMA CEO Abdullahi Suleiman Oba said the enforcement would be intensified to curb violations by commercial motorcycles, tricycle operators and truck drivers. Oba explained that the restriction aims to enhance security, protect lives and property, and ensure smooth traffic flow along the strategic corridor linking key government institutions. Violators will be sanctioned and required to undergo compulsory retraining at accredited driving schools. QUATMA advised affected operators to use alternate feeder roads, including Yoruba Road, Cooperative Road, Office Road, and Aman Patigi Road for passenger pickup and drop-off. And that's it on the local scene. The news on the hour is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM. Ilorin. We take a short break. When we return, at least 37 dead after flash floods hit Morocco's Safi. We'll bring you that story on the foreign scene and some others in the world of sports.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond 887 FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
Welcome back from that break. The news on the hour is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM. Lauren, before that break, we brought you local stories. Now we move on to the foreign scene. In foreign news, at least 37 people have died following flash floods caused by heavy rains in Morocco's Atlantic coastal province of Safi, authorities reported today. Local officials said 14 others were hospitalized, including 2 in intensive care, after sudden torrential rain struck the town on Sunday, flooding at least 70 homes and businesses in the historic old city. Images circulating on social media showed muddy waters sweeping away cars and debris, while road damage cut off traffic on key routes, including Provincial Road 2300 linking Safi to nearby Harara. Authorities have launched search and rescue operations and have taken measures to secure affected areas, while schools in the province were closed today as a precaution. Still in foreign news, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with U.S. envoys and European leaders in Germany as diplomatic efforts intensify to end Russia's war in Ukraine. On Sunday, Zelensky held 5 hours of talks and is scheduled to meet again with U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner alongside other European leaders to discuss potential pathways to peace. Zelensky has indicated that Ukraine is willing to forgo its ambition to join in NATO in exchange for Western security guarantees, although details on progress regarding key issues remain unclear. The talks are part of broader international efforts to secure a diplomatic resolution while maintaining Ukraine's territorial integrity and security. And that's it on the foreign scene. Moving into the world of sports, at least 10 players have reported to the Super Eagles camp as preparations began for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON. The camp officially opened on Sunday at the Renaissance Hotels in Cairo, with all coaches and backroom staff already in attendance. Goalkeeper Francis Uzoho was the first to arrive shortly after 2 a.m. local time, marking his return to the national team after more than a year on the sidelines. Following Uzoho, Stanley Wabali, Fisayo Delibashiru and Ebenezer Akinshamiro joined the camp with 6 more players, including Amos Obasoge, Semi Ajayi, Ademola Lukman, Igo Ogbo, Bright Osayi Samuel and Tochukwu Nandi, arriving later to bring the total to 10. Still in sports news, Super Eagles goalkeeper Francis Uzoho has expressed his excitement and readiness to return to international duty following his recall for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Named among 3 goalkeepers in head coach Eric Chell's 28-man squad, Uzoho ends more than a year away from the national team, having last featured in March 2024 friendly against Ghana. In a video posted on the official Super Eagles X page on Sunday, Uzoho described his recall as a moment of joy and relief, emphasizing his commitment to representing Nigeria at the highest level. He spoke warmly of reconnecting with teammates and dismissed concerns over competition with first-choice goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali, highlighting their close relationship.
I miss the boys. I miss the vibe in the camp because we've been quite a lot together. I think the most noticeable thing I missed is the boys, being around the boys and us being together in all types of challenges. So it was relieving to know that I'm coming back again to be with the boys and to have that same feeling we used to have before and to represent Nigeria, which is the most important thing. I think I was with Amas twice in the national team before I stopped coming. Yeah, so he's a good lad. We were close. I'm close to everybody. And Stanley is my brother, he's my brother. When he came, we were all together. We helped each other. I helped him. He helped me. So Stanley is a good guy, which I have a very close relationship with him. Maybe the people outside don't see it, but personally with him, I'm good with him, and also with him.
And that's it in the world of sports. With that, we've come to the end of the news on the hour for today. But before we go, here is a recap of the major highlights. Dangote sets new petrol pump price at 739 naira per litre. Presidency opposition clash over alleged weaponizing of EFCC. Bandits leader Bello Turuji accuses ex-governors of fueling insecurity, denies 30 million naira payoff. And in Kwara government dismisses reports of bandits arresting Ifelodun as false. On the foreign scene, at least 37 dead after flash floods hit Morocco's Safi. And in sports, 10 players report to Super Eagles camp ahead of AFCON 2025. And those are the major headlines as brought to you this afternoon. Before we wrap up the news, we'll take a look at our Today in History segment. Did you know that on this day in 1939, the Soviet Union and Finland signed the Moscow Peace Treaty? Ending the Winter War, Finland ceded territory to the USSR but maintained its independence. Now you know. For news coverage or information about happenings around you, kindly contact the Diamond FM newsroom number in 091-606-27526 or 091-606-27526. To join us at 3 p.m. for the news flashing at 5 p.m. for the news across the world. For a comprehensive bulletin, log on to our website www.diamondfm.net to keep up to date with us from any part of the world. Download our app on Google Play Store and iOS Apple Store, Diamond FM. The news on the hour was edited by Adeyemi Adewale. I am Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. Thank you for listening to your shining supreme station. Stay tuned for the news in Yoruba coming up shortly.